Have you been thinking about upgrading your action camera, but you're just a little bit bored of the perspectives you've been able to capture on your old GoPro Hero 8 or 9, and you want something different? You want to spice it up a little bit. You want some immersive 170-degree perspectives. Well, today I'm shooting on the brand new Insta360 X3, and I want to give you some reasons as to why I think this could be the upgrade for you. Let's get stuck into today's video. At the top, I think my favorite shot to capture on a 360 camera is the time-lapse feature. Now, for a range of reasons, like when you go to set up a time-lapse with another camera, for example, one that is only singular direction, there is a huge opportunity cost that comes with setting that camera up and potentially missing something that's going on here or over here or over here. The beauty of setting up this one camera on a tripod to capture an amazing time-lapse is that it is capturing everything, and that gives you the liberty and the freedom to know that you will get the shot. This is particularly apparent when there's, weather events that are occurring. Maybe it's clouds or stars or certain things that are happening around us that we're not focusing our regular action camera or regular camera on. Having a 360 camera in your kit, just setting it up, is a fantastic way to know that you will come home with a shot. I think the more and more that we move into the world of social media and content creation, and more importantly, curation, is this notion of having to think so much about what we're shooting before we do it. As a filmmaker, having a camera that is a shoot now and work that out later is an extremely fun tool to incorporate in your creative process. I really like, if I'm stuck for ideas, what I often do is I will just put my 360 camera on a selfie stick and walk around. Or if I'm just tired of trying to constantly curate content and think of ideas, specifically as a travel creator, you're constantly on the go, maybe going from location to location, and you get tired. That's just part of it. So sometimes if you're just bored or tired of trying to think of different shots and new ideas, you can literally just use this to shoot now, reframe, and edit later. And the beauty of that, when I say reframe, is it's not just reframing what was going on, which is one factor, it's reframing the aspect ratio as well. So if you wanted to spit the content out for multiple platforms, you have the ability, specifically if you are shooting in 5.7K, you can really pick different sections of that sphere and spit it out in either a rectangle or a vertical rectangle. Insta360 have improved the size of the screen on this camera, so you now have a much bigger viewing platform, which I think takes all the onus and pressure of you having to check your content on your smartphone. There's so many times when I've been out in the wild and the Wi-Fi connection or Wi-Fi connectivity or just things in the tech space sometimes play up. So having this big screen gives you that ability to, one, check your shots if you want to, but also to compose the perfect shot. You can use this large screen to frame up, put yourself in the image, and make sure that the shot looks great. If you guys are enjoying this video and you want to learn more about action camera filmmaking, be it not specifically 360, but with your old regular action camera or your newly purchased action camera, we have over 40 on-demand video lessons, which can take you from zero, from learning how to set the camera up, to editing, to actually formulating and structuring a story, as well as understanding how to improve your edits by asking us directly. You can do one-on-one sessions with us on Zoom, and we can just go through any problems that you may be having with your action camera filmmaking. So if that's of interest to you, be sure to check out the second link of the description. Let's play on. Let's continue sharing reasons as to why maybe this 360 camera could be the start of your next travel film. Next up is the drone conversation. It's a debate that I guess a lot of creators will be having, and that is the restrictions, regulations, and rules around where you can and cannot fly your drone, particularly in cities. Now, 360 cameras have been an amazing workaround, and you've probably already seen some awesome content where you've questioned how was that shot captured. Oftentimes, it's been done with one of these, a minimum 300 centimeter selfie stick and a 360 camera. It's masking that ability to have that immersion whilst not having to fly a drone. This is an amazing workaround for a lot of people that like to create travel content, but just for those of you that are in cities that just cannot bring a drone or cannot fly a drone through a city. Just get a really long selfie stick, namely this one, with your X3 and voila. I've also found some really fun creative ways to use this, like at a festival, sending the 360 camera up above the stage to just showcase a new perspective of the performers on stage. Definitely a valid reason to add to the list. The next up is something which isn't new, but I guess it's something that I wanted to re-bring to the table, and that's the fact that you also have a regular action camera lens as well as a 360. Now, Insta360 have been doing this with their modular setups like the Insta360 1R and 1RS, but the reason why I like or prefer the X3 is that it's all in the one unit. So you don't have to pull anything apart. The design and the build is it's a fixed solid unit, and all you have to do is press a few buttons and you're into the regular action camera lens. With this, you also get the choice as to whether you're having it on the front or the back. So yes, this has been available with the X2, but it's just something that I think I should remind you that if you're taking this camera, you know, it's not to say that everything has to be shot in 360. You also have that amazing capability of choosing either the front or back lens to shoot a 4K shot. I may be speaking to a small portion of people when I say this, but some people still don't know how to render out the selfie stick, how that actually works. And I have still had a few questions in comments just as to how they can, you know, how this is possible with a regular action camera. And the answer is it's not, because with a regular action camera, you only have one lens. So you're not able to render out the selfie stick or even have this invisible selfie stick concept. This concept exists because of the fact that you have two lenses, creating a sphere, rendering out this part of the stick. So that's another reason. Like, invisible selfie stick is a cool shot. It's a great way to put yourself front and center in a shot, or to create that video game immersive Grand Theft Auto style shot where you're simply like walking around with the selfie stick behind, camera is floating. There's just so many cool shots that you can create by doing this. Something I think we often forget is that you can actually use your 360 camera as a point of view shot. So you'll see the creative way of doing this is by actually creating chin cam, and it's kind of funny. Something that Insta360 used in their launch video for the X3, but you know, I personally don't think this shot is that aesthetically appealing, but if you render it the other way, you have an immersive perspective. Now, I don't think I've seen a camera do this any better for the price without having to get a whole film crew involved. Again, we're using our ultra long 3-meter selfie stick. We are finding an amazing frame, and we are creating our jib shot where, you know, just like a jib would. But you're doing this and you are rendering this in a way that I think is breaking the rules in filmmaking. Traditionally, you would need the camera to be attached to a crane and be sort of moving up. You can get that exact same shot with a 360 camera. Another cool feature that I think Insta360 specifically offer with their range of 360 cameras is their app, which allows you to create things like bullet time, star trails, and sky swap. Now, some of them you might find a little bit gimmicky, but some of them are actually super cool. And for individual shots, things which I think just look really well in your Instagram feed or just for a single piece of content, yeah, I think this is the perfect way to do it. It is a mobile first workflow as well, so you don't have to spend hours of laboriously editing things like some visual effects editors would do if they were to do this, you know, post-producing on their desktop computers. Everything is seamless, it's in the app, and there's a whole heap of fun editing tools which can really, I guess, just spice up your creative content. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you guys want some inspiration for an upcoming 360 travel film, be sure to click on the card up here and explore Sicily. See you guys in the next upload. Peace!